It's been one campaign to the next for Vancouver Mayor Gregor Robertson. Only 4 months ago, he won a third term as the city's mayor, and now he's one of the leading voices pushing hard for a yes vote in the upcoming transit plebiscite. It's a critical time in the vote. Ballots are going out next week, and polls show that the no side commands a strong lead. It was no surprise then that Gregor remained on message when we met this week for a coffee. In summary, vote yes or face more traffic, and it's not about TransLink. It was when speaking of Jim Patterson's involvement that Gregor let slip a hint of something interesting. People have been asking about details of Patterson's role, including how long he would be involved with the accountability committee should the yes side win. Pay attention to the word initially.
And he's been very generous with his time and his advice over the years, and this seemed like a perfect opportunity to get someone with a ton of credibility and willing to give back in this way and to keep the whole thing accountable. I think that's the mayors will certainly be watching over it closely, and having an independent third party team of experts to do that's led by Jimmy Patterson initially, I think is just prudent. It's a good way to do it.
Linda Hepner came out and said Surrey has a plan B. Does that message, does that undermine what you guys are trying to achieve a little bit?
No, I think it'll be very difficult to have a plan B for the region. I think there's a plan here that gets us improvements all around the region, and they're all connected to the one integrated service that we have, which a lot of cities don't have. They have different bus lines and train lines, and it's more difficult to travel.
The no side has done arguably a pretty good job making this about TransLink, trust, accountability. What is this about to you?
To me, it's about yes means sitting in traffic less, and no means sitting in traffic more. And it's a really simple choice. If we don't invest in transit and better roads and bridges, then we're stuck in traffic more.
Transit issues aside, I was interested to know whether the last municipal election had changed Gregor as a politician. What had it taught him? Would he do things now differently?
It's always a really important check-in on how you're doing, whether you're representing and responding to people's needs as well as you should, and certainly, our city's growing so fast that we're under so much pressure right now. Affordability is a huge issue, and people, I heard lots of concerns. I think there's always concerns with politics and government about how things are being done, and my goal coming out of it is to keep doing better and to try even harder to reflect the feedback that we get.
There was one last thing I also couldn't resist asking. Politicians' private lives, for the most part, is considered off limits. But do the rules change when their private life, through social media tools such as Twitter, become part of the narrative?
Well, I think curiosity is part of life, but it is my personal life. And one thing I think a lot of people respect about Vancouver is they do tend to respect people's personal lives, regardless. We do have a huge film and TV industry here, and people tend to leave the celebrities alone, and that's why they like working here, because people are pretty relaxed about it here. And I'd like that to be the case, obviously, with politics. It's never been an issue before, and I certainly have asked people to respect my private life, and for the most part, that's what's happening.